everybody isn't up for mukbangs. Sometimes, things happen, but I did want to get some form of content out for you guys. So yeah, at the beginning of each month, I'm going to do something called a TBR. For those who aren't into what's the word? Those who aren't well versed into booktube, as I like to call it, a TBR is basically the books that you intend to read for a month. Sometimes you can get through all the books, sometimes you can't. It's just really up to, circumstance, how quickly you're going through each novel. And for me in particular, I have a very, very ambitious TBR for this month. I don't believe I'm going to get through all of them because I typically read at a slower pace. It typically takes me about a week to get through a 300-ish page novel. And for bigger books, it usually takes me about a month. So I'm probably not going to get through all these, but these are what I have my eye on. I just have some coffee here. This is a dark roast with a little bit of creamer. It looks really brown. It is pretty dark, but still. So cheers. Oh, that's good. So, just to start off, this actually isn't the first book on my TBR, but I am looking forward to it. So the first book on my TBR is actually the first book that I'm currently reading. You guys probably know that I'm reading this book. If not, that's okay. I am reading Cloud Cuckoo Land by Anthony Doerr. So far, I'm only about 30 pages in, but something I realized about this book is that it has very, very easy to read chapters. The chapters so far have been no more than 3 pages. It seems very quick in pace, and I can appreciate that. And so far, it's definitely catching my eye a bit. So, really looking forward to this one. It's essentially like without spoilers, because it is actually on the back. So, if something is on the back of a book, I don't consider it spoiler because it's, already readily available to the audience. So, essentially, there are 3 different narratives in between each epoch or each time jump to another character. It's about this story that keeps recurring throughout the story. It sounds like a Greek tale, and there's little proverbs here and there throughout the book. So far, it's been really good for me. Really been enjoying it. And this is Cloud Cuckoo Land by Anthony Doerr. So this is my first book that I intend to read. So, as you all know, you did see Brandon Sanderson's Way of Kings, and this is the book 1 of the Stormlight Archive series, and it does look really, really, really cool. Yeah, really, really, really cool. And I wish this was my second, but I've kind of already decided the order in which I wanted to read these books. This is going to come towards the middle of the month, which is where I really do think that's where I'm gonna fail my TBR challenge, but that is okay. But this is my favorite book cover so far that I've seen. So after I finish Cloud Cuckoo Land, I intend to read Anthony Weir's Project Hail Mary. I want to get into sci-fi, and I feel like this is the month where all of the sci-fi should be prioritized first. Brandon Sanderson is a fantasy. I know fantasy is always like a comfort genre for me. But sci-fi is something that I keep neglecting, and I don't want to keep doing that. So I have a lot of sci-fi 5 that I'm going to read in the beginning of this month. Project Hail Mary is pretty inspirational for me. And for Andy Weir, if nobody knows, he initially started off as a self-published author, but the book was so good that a traditional publishing house took this under theirs and published it traditionally. So it has a lot more exposure than it did when it first came out, but even still, as an aspiring author, this really, really makes me feel inspired that one day I would be traditionally published and hopefully not, accumulate debt in any sort of way. But yeah, it's about a man named Ryland who's the sole survivor on this mission, and essentially he's the only one left. He has zero recollection or little memory of what happened before. So this is one of these books where, it just seems very interesting. The next book I have is actually a very interesting one. You guys have probably seen this in a previous video, but this book is Gideon the Ninth by Tamsin Muir. And this is about a lesbian necromancer. I know, it's crazy, but, well, it sounds kind of out there, but from what I heard, it has really good reviews. I probably would have picked this up without any, review regardless, but, well, just to know that it's good, yeah, I would pick it up, right? I have a lot of books anyway, so more for the collection, am I right? But, apparently there's these ordered necromancers, and, for Gideon, I believe she's a swords woman, so she ends up being assigned to this necromancer. So I guess in the beginning when I said it's about the lesbian necromancer, it's not the case, but either way, this book is very interesting. I think I'm gonna get a different insight outside of traditional other sci-fis from this, so I am looking forward to this one. The next book. Ooh, okay, so I want you to imagine my TBR so far. So first we have Cloud Cuckoo Land, then we have Project Hail Mary, then we have Gideon the Ninth, and then the next book is what I like to call the academic science fiction. I'm pretty sure you guys know that, most highly rated books are critically acclaimed, critically studied. There's a lot of meanings in the books, and this one is more so one of those ones. So the next book I have is Cloud Atlas by David Mitchell. So I have no idea what this book is about. From what I heard in certain reviews, this is a collection of several journals or stories that somehow tie into each other, which sounds crazy, but I mean, it is critically acclaimed for a reason. I actually got recommended this by an older colleague at my job. She was talking about authors that she read. She prefers mystery books, detective books, stuff like that. And when she heard that I like sci-fi books, she said, oh, well, there's this book called Cloud Atlas that I really liked. And she kind of gave I don't even like, sci-fi, but this book was one of the ones that, made me like it. So, I mean, I believe her in that sense. Apparently, some people even see this as a puzzle book, trying to figure out why each journal essentially works the way it does, and I think there's 6 because there's 6 little things here. I could be wrong, I don't know. But this would be my 4th book if I'm able to get all throughout all the other books. Now for we're gonna be back in fantasy, right? And this is where I said all bets are off. So this is when I bring back Brandon Sanderson for the, what is it, 3rd time in the shot. But I've heard a lot of great things about this book. I follow his YouTube channel, and to hear him speak about his book, or at least the process in which he writes his books, is also aspiring for me. He said something in a recent YouTube video that made me really try to buckle down on my inability to sometimes continue writing. The world has a lot of distractions, and sometimes, you know, you get so caught up in everything else that sometimes the thing that matters is the thing that you have to do. For example, he said that he recently started playing Elden Ring, but he said that he didn't get that far, mostly because he knew that every hour he was playing Elden Ring, he would be unable to continue writing his books. And that resonated with me because I feel like sometimes I'll do anything in my power to not write. Even though I do like writing, I just steer away from it for some reason. Maybe it's because I have a fear of failure, or I have a fear of inferiority, in which I feel like my writing style isn't the proper writing style. But I have to remember that there have been books that have been traditionally published that are not good, that do not have a good review. Some people will even say that I don't even know how the book got published to begin with. And it could be a multitude of reasons. It could be of nepotism. Maybe someone related to that person just wanted to write a book and thought that they could do it. Maybe there was there's just a lot of different back and forths with how the book was perceived. But I don't think I'm the best, but I don't think I'm the absolute worst. So that should be a better perspective on how I should approach my book, and to just do it just for the sake of, if I don't do it today, when will I do it? So he actually recommended reading The Emerald, a book that I believe he wrote for his wife. But I want to get into the big nitty-gritty stuff, the things that, he's well known for. Also have Mistborn, but I'm going to read that a different time, because for some reason this book is always catching my eye whenever I pass by my shelf in my room. So Brandon Sanderson, The Way of Kings, that would be my 5th book. And Jesus, I still have 2 more books, and quite honestly, I'm pretty terrified, because those 5 books I'm supposed to read in less than, oh god, okay, yeah, not making good progress, but hey, that's why we do this, right? Next book I wanted to read is The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. Once again, I'm always seeing this in my Barnes & Noble. People say it's really good. Goodreads says it's really good. People I know says it's really good. So I'm gonna read it. Once again, one of those books where, it's historical legend. Actually, now that I think about it, I'm sorry if in a previous video I got this book confused with Circe, the other book that she wrote. I probably butchered that too, but I think I got the plots mixed up and I said that this was about a woman. It is about Achilles, or more so, the events leading up to what happens, so absolutely looking forward to this. I actually love the historical reenactments on this. historical reenactments on stories that have already been told. I get a good kick out of it. And actually, I have an honorable mention, so I'm going to be right back. Alright, I'm back with my honorable mention. So, this is The Goldfinch by Donna Tartt. This is the Book of the Month edition, because I am a Book of the Month subscriber. And I saw this in my siblings' room, and I asked if I could take it, but they said no. So, I bought it myself. Hey, when you're an older brother, sometimes there are fights you can win and fights you can't win. Yeah. So, this book always got me, because apparently, also loving the color palette of this book cover, apparently there's a painting of a goldfinch in this book, and apparently it's supposed to have a lot of symbolism, so I cannot wait. It's a bit dusty. All my Book of the Month covers are probably dusty because I just don't get a chance to, really read them because I'm reading something else. Really bad habit, by the way. I plan to actually cancel my subscription soon because I want to save more, travel the world and stuff like that. And finally, the last book I intend to read in September. Oh, by the way, Goldfinch is probably going to be an October read, but I wanted to put it in just in case. Maybe I get to Song of Achilles and I'm just like, I'm feeling Goldfinch more. Let's read Goldfinch. So there's that. And my last book, Fourth Wing. Oh, I don't know if that was loud. I don't know. My mic was super sensitive right there. But Fourth Wing. So my former manager, me and her are besties. I can't believe I said that, but that's probably the best way to describe our relationship. We're besties. Don't know how, but anywho, she kept recommending this book. She's already completed Iron Flame, and she's like, Agartha, you really, really, really need to start, Fourth Wing, right? Now, I kind of have to take her recommendations with a grain of salt. She recommended A Court of Thorn and Roses for me, and I did like it, but she did not tell me that it was a romance. So certain parts of the book, I was kind of like, yo, why are they doing that? Like, isn't she 19? Like, this is kind of weird, whatever. But anyway, really good book. Well, I haven't read it, but I heard it's a really good book. I kind of made a stupid decision, so I am a weirdo when it comes to how I like my books. For hardcover books, I usually tape the actual cover to the hardcover because I just feel like it looks neater. But in doing so, I covered the map. I'm just gonna move this out the way. I covered the map. This won't come up. Like, if I try to, I'll rip it. So I have to look up a map of it on Google so that, I can see this, which sucks because I do love my maps. I just never seen a map actually embedded into the hardcover like this before, so unfortunately, hey, it is what it is. And, yeah, what can I say? Honestly, I'm going to tell you how I really believe this month is going to go, and anything above that would be absolutely amazing. Sorry. This is how I believe my TBR is going to go. So I have to take all the books I just put, and I need to put them in this cascading order so that I don't end up dropping it. Okay. I believe that this is going to take me 2 weeks to finish. So, I'm actually recording this much earlier So, you guys are seeing this probably, what day is it? Maybe Sunday. Quick math. I want to say the 9th, 8th, I don't know. This is being recorded at the beginning of this month. I am currently 30 pages in. Look at my book cover. I actually fell asleep there. But I'm 30 pages in. So I believe that by the week of the 9th I should be done. If not, then oh well. I think this is going to take me about a week or two to finish, depending on how quickly I'm able to read it. This one is going to take me a week to finish, and then by then October is going to start. And then I'm going to start this. So I think this whole month is just going to be sci-fi. But on the chance that, I'm still going, essentially. That, I finished all these, there's still some time left in September. Then I'm going to start the big boy. This. So yeah. That's my TBR, and I actually wanted to do something different for this video that didn't involve eating. Technically I'm still drinking coffee, but I kind of wanted this video to be a fireside chat of my passions, because at the end of the day, the things that you do that you love are going to be the things that motivate you to continue making content creation. I love doing mukbangs, but I don't think my body loves it all the time, so I have to find different ways of doing ASMR, and I hope you guys can understand. Of course, I understand if you guys only came here for mukbangs, and don't worry, they're not going to stop, but they're just not going to be as frequent. But if you guys like this video, I'm so serious, if you guys like this video, please like and comment and subscribe. Well, just the liking part, so that I know that this is something you guys would want me to continue to keep doing. So yeah, that is the end of this video. Once again, thank you all for the support. Road to 3K, am I right? So I'm gonna see you guys in the next one, okay?